Yo, what up, everyone? Mr. G here. I'm still in Mexico. Um, I told you it's how it is. Let me get started today. I'm looking at language arts stuff, and we're going to be jumping back into our curriculum. We were reading a story called Jess and Layla's Astronomical Adventure. We're going to continue reading that, and this week we're going to start off with the vocab, the story, and then the closed read questions. We're going to continue to kind of add to that each week. Got to push you. Got sixth grade coming up. So here we go. Let me share the screen here. Let's start with the vocab words. Hopefully everyone can see this. So ladies and gentlemen, these are in the assignment page on Canvas. So when you log in, you can come here and then check these words out before you get reading. All right, here it says benchmark vocab. Read these before reading our passage. The first word is allergic. It means to be affected by or susceptible to something. Susceptible means like easy to influence or hurt, I guess. So an example here would be John is allergic to cats. Okay, the numbers kind of here got messed up again, whatever. The second word is embarrassing. It means uncomfortable or distressing. An example, it would be, it was embarrassing when my dad told everyone about my secret tale. Number three, written as two, is cultures, customs or social groups of a people. The example, French culture, like the food and stuff, is different from American culture. And the last one is stern. It means firm or harsh. Example, my teacher was really stern with us on our field trip. All right. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look over at our story, Jess and Layla's Astronomical Adventure. Here we go. I'll move this little bar down here. Okay, whatever. Here we go. Achoo! The smell of the science laboratory was tickling Layla's nose. It was no good. She was going to... Bless you, said Dr. Goggles at the front of the class. Thank you, Dr. Goggles, said Layla, and then quickly, sorry, Dr. Goggles. How embarrassing, she thought, as everyone started laughing. Yes, she whispered to her best friend, I think I'm allergic to science. Jess peered at Layla through her bangs and sighed. Layla, you can't be allergic to a subject. I can, Layla said. I never sneeze in history, do I? Jess looked thoughtful as she twirled her bangs between her fingers. I do get hiccups a lot in history, she said. See, said Layla, allergic. Today we are learning about astronomy, Dr. Goggles told the class. Layla nearly jumped out of her seat with excitement. I love astronomy, Dr. Goggles, she said. My mother is a Scorpio. Before long, the whole class was talking about zodiac signs. Danny Phillips was a Taurus, Jade Jefferson was a Capricorn, and Jess was a Leo, just like Layla. Their birthdays were 2 days apart, and their mothers had met in the hospital. They had been best friends ever since. Aww. Zodiac signs are astrology, Layla, said Jess, not astronomy. Astronomy means the law of the stars. It's a different subject. Uh, said Layla in disappointment as she rubbed her nose, which was tickling again. That's right, Jess, said Dr. Goggles. And to understand astronomy, we first must look at history. Layla's nose stopped tickling at once, and she sat up. She loved history. She leaned forward so she could hear every word that Dr. Goggles was saying. People have wondered about the sun, the moon, earth, and the stars since the beginning of time, Dr. Goggles began. In ancient Egypt, people believed the sun was a god called Ra, and there are sun and moon temples and cultures all over the world. My mom worships the sun, said Layla. We always go to the beach in the summer. Jess let out a giggle, and Dr. Goggles shot the pair of them a stern look. We understand more about astronomy these days, continued Dr. Goggles, but people in the past had unusual ideas. Dr. Goggles then showed the class a picture of a marble sculpture of a bearded man. This is Thales, who lived in ancient Greece more than 2,500 years ago. Thales thought the earth was flat like a plate. Layla thought about the horizon. It did look pretty flat, so she could see why Thales had made this mistake. Then she's pictured the sea running off the side of the earth like an overflowing soup. Wait, that would never work. There were, however, other scientists living at the same time as Thales who thought differently about the Earth, said Dr. Goggles, showing the class another picture. Anaximander, for example, thought the Earth was cylindrical. In other words, shaped like a can of Baja Blast. Layla raised her hand and asked, "Did Thales and Anaximander know each other, Dr. Goggles?" "Thales was Anaximander's teacher," Dr. Goggles replied. "I bet they argued a lot," Jess whispered to Layla. "I bet Thales put Anaximander in detention for answering back," Layla whispered back. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, for today, that's all we need to read. But what I will say is this. Let me get my full screen up here. Oh my goodness, how am I going to do this? Hold on just a sec, guys. Oh, technical difficulties. Well, that's it, I guess. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, please do the reading, do the close read questions, short answers, nothing too crazy. And I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. There we go. Oh, still recording.